Hey guys, welcome to Battletech Oath of Endosteel, Episode 3, 3027, Part 3. Just before we get started, I want to mention that the relationship web alpha has been added into the description section of this video. It will be updated if and when I get time, or if I ever feel like doing this again. It was a challenge and it looks terrible, but people have been saying they don't understand the relationships between all the characters. They don't understand what the characters look like. This chart should give you some better idea. As a result of these concerns, I'm going to try to say more about characters when I introduce them. So, for instance, since Yohei Genji is going to be a huge part of the upcoming episode, we're going to hear, like, when I introduce him, who he is and what he does. And let me get this chat out of the way, because these guys love chatting, but every time they do, it pops up right over Eric's face. So I gotta get that pop out, and I gotta move it over to the side so that it doesn't do that.
See, that was me trying to be unobtrusive with that comment, and I did the exact opposite. So
No,
my
I mean,
bad.
I should have done it before the stream, because that's what I normally do. So, yeah. Previously on this show, you all decided to go on a raid. You played a volleyball game, and some real shit happened. A lot of family drama with all of your people. You are now on a dropship called the First Light of Heaven, and you are blasting off into space right now. You've achieved orbit, and you're moving at a very reasonable 1 gravity acceleration towards the jump point, which you will reach in I think the dropships are set so that you can both free float when you're in 0 gravity, which you're not going to be at all during this trip, or that you can walk and climb ladders, which is what you're being forced to do now as you head towards the First Light of Heaven's briefing room.
I think on the way, Kuro kind of looks to the others and says, I hope this was the right choice. I have a little bit of a sixth sense that something may go wrong.
Well, it's too late now. Should have brought that up earlier. Now we gotta go to the briefing.
I did bring it up.
Yeah, Lachlan will just like throw his arms around the two of you as they're like walking to the briefing hall, and he'll just be like, don't worry. Now that we're on the ship, there's nothing we can do but fight our best. And if you've got these worries in your head, Kuro, you won't be shooting as sharply.
Aptly said. I'll try to dismiss them for now, but I'll keep my eyes open. You too.
As you enter the Union's command briefing room, which is separate from the bridge, you can see that it's good enough to be a lance size. Like, you could direct lance combat via this. It's meant, even though this is a merchant ship and a civilian ship, it looks like someone kept this particular room in good order. 2 things happen as soon as you enter the room. First, the air conditioning dies. You physically hear the air conditioning in the room go kick over and go and the temperature of the room starts to raise by about a full 2 degrees Fahrenheit. The second thing that happens is all of your electronic devices report that they no longer have a connection to any wireless network.
Yeah, I think Kuro just looks down at his wrist and says, well, they're being safe.
Yeah, so everybody else in the room has the same reaction as you do at that moment, except for Yohei Genji, who is the primary architect of this particular adventure, and who also clandestinely invited you to do this. You might remember him as the man who ruined your wedding, and you might also remember him as, how should I say this? Jasper Hiroka's former or perhaps current teacher. That relationship isn't as clear to me now.
Definitely former.
Yeah, and yet here you are.
I'm not here for him. I'm here for these two. Making that very clear.
With him, of course, is the ever-present present Audrey Lafayette, commander of planetary security, aerospace pilot, ex-lover of Jasper Hiroka, who suffered a surprise broken marriage engagement.
I don't know that ex-lover is a fair interpretation. They kissed once.
Okay. Apparently it meant more to her than it did to you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Wow. Start off with a kiss. How did it end up like this?
Yeah, she's hashtag shook up by all this. So, you know, why are there so many dice on this table? How are...
Because we need dice.
AP, it's your table. I don't know.
Yeah, every time I look over, there's more dice.
We need more dice.
So let me help you with that.
There are various crewmen on this ship, all wearing merchantman outfits. They appear to belong to a Federated Suns-backed but somewhat neutral organization, just like a merchants cooperative, essentially. And Yohei turns and nods toward all of you, stroking his tiny chin beard, going, "I am glad that you could join us, gentlemen. Please, I would like to speak with you as to the nature of our upcoming mission."
Very well.
Is there like a Lachlan will sit down if there's a chair.
This is standing only. This is
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that like the fucking Top Gun classrooms?
So how many people are there?
So to be clear, he's standing over a circular holographic projector that projects between the like waist height of a normal human male up to the ceiling. And it's it's one of those manipulable ones where you can get in there with your hands, and Minority reported.
We're about to science.
It's like
science. My shirt literally says "stand back." I'm about to science the shit out of this. So
it's that classic '80s looking like retro thing. Waving
absolutely.
lines through it as you go through it. Yeah,
everything is slightly blue tinted in the Force ghosty way of Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
It is Yohei Genji and Audrey Lafayette. There are 3 crewmen who look like one of them is repairing the air conditioner, one of them is standing there watching him repair the air conditioner, and the third one is cleaning the room, just moving a mop around. I mean, the whole ship seems like it is in a constant state of cleaning and repair.
Sure.
I mean, does it seem like Genji and the others are fine with these people that aren't necessarily okay? They're part of the briefing.
Yeah, he has no concerns about their presence.
Okay. Lachlan's first thought is how much less refined briefings are on Whittington than they are on Solaris, where they would be serving drinks and some hors d'oeuvres at an event such as this. But he's going to keep that to himself, and he'll
your time in the Galahad Cooperative has really ruined you.
And he's going to take a look at these tech readouts because he's pretty good at that.
So the dropship is currently cataloging all of your mechs and looking for defects. It notes the dropship sensors have noted the destroyed jump jet. It's checking all of your armor. Basically, Yohei is doing a deep scan of everything on the ship to categorize it and add it to a virtual battleground that he can play around with. Also on the screen are a dragon. It's listed as being customized, but of course the only thing custom about it is the way that the autocannon battle fist works on it. And also present is an aerospace fighter. So there's a aerospace bay on most Union dropships that has been converted into a cargo hold on most unions, like merchant unions in particular. But this one has 2 working slots, which is the number it's supposed to have. However, it's currently loaded with a Lucifer aerospace, heavy aerospace fighter.
Not to derail too much, but just making sure I understand. It can mechs even shoot fighters in this world, or can they just fly over the clouds and it's just we can fuck you up and you can't do anything?
So, I mean... The way that aerospace combat works is aerospace fighters can drop bombs from heights that mechs are not capable of reciprocating from, but of course mechs can simply walk out of the range of those bombs. It's
Right.
kind of a deal of either finding a mech that's disabled and not moving, or it has an incentive not to move, or it's simply like not capable of getting, like, you place enough bombs along your strafing path that no matter
Okay.
where they move, they'll be hit.
Yeah.
Bombs are highly damaging, and you get one bomb for every 5 tons of aerospace fighter that you have. And you can mix and match the bomb types, but essentially you're going to run out of bombs very quickly. Like,
Sure.
every time I've used aerospace fighters against players, I've basically blown all the bombs in one shot. As far as aerospace fighters interacting with the playing area, you'd need to talk to Grimdark James more about this, or someone very experienced with the game. I think Commander Rush might know a bit about it. Essentially, aerospace fighters have no upper limit to the speed that they can move. So they could cross the entire battlefield in one go and get like a 25-30 movement modifier that makes it very difficult to hit them, but it's very easy for them to hit you. On the alternative side, of course, that means that they need to spend a whole turn turning around and then a whole turn returning to the battlefield. And
Sure.
every time an aerospace fighter gets hit, it needs to make a piloting skill roll, or it starts to lose altitude. So conceivably, even a small weapon could force an aerospace fighter to the ground, which is why most AA mechs mount AC2s, which have an extremely long range. And all you have to do is hit it a few times, and you can force the pilot to slam it and die.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, aerospace piloting is absolutely all about glass cannon evasion.
That makes
Alright.
sense.
So back to the battlefield, the virtual battlefield. Yohei gestures to the planet Valentina, which is hanging in a view when he presses a button, and he says, "Our target is the ancestral home of the Moritomo family, their seat of power, Valentina. Shinji Moritomo Lake is a problem for our world. His tendrils are seeking business opportunities, political escapades. I believe that he may be involved in some very sinister elements, no matter what his protestations are. And his family, regrettably, has a claim to the throne. Were anything to happen to Harmony Lake, he would be the final direct heir. Eliminating him eliminates a large problem for us. We will not be capable of doing that today, or when we launch our mission. Our objective is to disable House Lake, Moritomo Lake's aerospace fighter contingent. When we jump into the system in 6 days, revolutionaries that I have been grooming since the end of the Third Secession War, mercenaries on Valentina who I have hired, and other unsavory elements and business connections that I have made, will be igniting a revolution on the planet that will surely fail. I send these men to die, but in so doing, I will be awakening the garrison of the planet and drawing them away from our objective. If we were to attack the planet with just this single dropship, with 4 mechs and an aerospace fighter on board, we would surely lose and die. No, this is a raid. When the garrison has moved out, we will begin posing as part of this merchant crew, landing operations at a spaceport. From there, we will begin cross-country operations. The 3 of you will be tasked with heading to the Moritomo compound and directly engaging their aerospace fighters who are currently undergoing maintenance and repair. It is a straightforward and simple mission. We believe that there might be as much as a light lance defending the area. But with the caliber of your skill that I have observed and your mech's weight, I expect that you will carry the day.
I think
Lachlan will look to Kuro.
yeah.
Just kind of.
Kuro will gesture to Genji. Do you have specifications of the region in which we will be battling?
He sends you those. I mean, he pulls up what the area looks like.
Okay,
what they project the area will look like. And,
right, because we don't necessarily have direct.
What kind of world's Valentina? Like roughly? Is it like human? Is like terrain, like Terran?
Yeah. So
Like-
it is a terraformed world, just like almost every other world.
Sure.
It has belonged to the Draconis Combine for almost forever. It was technically founded by the Outworlds Alliance, and then the Draconis Combine occupied it, but that was over 500 years ago.
Yeah. So it's
And-
functioning that. But I just want to make sure it wasn't like like a Badlands.
No,
like,
it's a temperate mix.
North Dakota. Yeah, sure.
It's actually a pretty sizable world.
Okay.
It used to host a Star League Defense Force garrison, so it was not an insignificant world. Despite it being on the
eyeballs at Sam.
Yeah, so despite it being on the periphery, it was once pretty important if it
Sure.
had an SDL garrison.
Cool. But Eddie had a question. Sorry, Kuro had a question, right?
Yeah. What kind of battlements should we expect outside of this lance? You said we are
He
attacking.
gestures for you to like hold on, and then finally brings up.
Holographic projection.
Yeah.
AKA the battle map.
Yeah, buddy.
So I know those look like House Steiner dropships, but those are actually they have the sigil of House Moritomo on them, and you can see on the projection that the engines are being removed and cleaned based on their theoreticalness. They expect that there are as many as 4 aerospace fighters currently undergoing repair at the facility here. So just to be clear, this is not the Planetary Defense Force, nor is it the standing army. This is specifically hitting House Moritomo's personal noble guard. It would be as if someone flew over to Jasper's house and tried to blow up his hatchet man.
Okay.
In there. Quick question then for you. Okay, so then in character question as well. What about non-viable targets? Are we clear to engage anything?
I mean, he says, what do you consider viable and non-viable?
I mean, is there any civilian targets we should be particularly aware of?
I mean, he looks disgusted when you say that. He says,
this isn't an unreasonable question.
yes, but you have to understand that this man truly believes in
Killing everybody here.
No, chivalry. No, the complete opposite. The idea that you would intentionally attack civilians is disgusting to him.
That's not what, that's not what I meant when I say that. Like,
right, but that's what he
typical
interpreted.
Military.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
So, yeah, he says destroying the engines of the dropship is a viable target, and the grounded aerospace fighters. I also believe disabling the VTOL landing pads, and if they do not surrender, the compound bunker controlled there. Other than that, I think attacking any of the civilian workers at this place would be a grave error. Stop touching things. What are you doing?
Stop touching it.
I didn't mean to.
You're making it worse.
I'm sorry.
You can't fix it.
You made a lava pit underneath. What are you doing?
No, it's not a lava pit. It's an Atlas skull is underneath the map.
I'm sorry.
That's still a lava pit. Okay.
I didn't know I could pick up the map.
All right, when he says that, I want to like read without asking him on his face and expression. Would Genji, if Genji was called to honor duel somebody like, you and me 1v1 while this is happening, is this the type of scenario where he would take that person up on that offer, or would he not?
No. As much as he believes in chivalry, he doesn't believe in dueling. He believes in bringing all viable military force on a target and executing it.
Yeah. I figured as much, considering this is a raid. But like again, I just wanted to read him to get that certainty. Yeah. And so we all kind of know that as well. Okay.
He doesn't believe in dueling except at weddings.
I mean, I'd point out that he challenged you to a duel, and as he literally said afterwards, it worked out exactly both as he planned and as he wanted it to.
What's the exit?
You did not, in fact, duel him.
So our goal. Okay, so this is an in character, but
Right. So he believes that there is a light
I'm
lance.
past that. But okay.
Oh, okay.
The goal here explicitly is to disable the aerospace.
Yes.
Yeah, disable the aerospace, the VTOL platform, the command bunker would be all, and the engines would be viable targets.
Yes. All of that is extremely easy to do once you're not being shot up by Battlemechs. Like you could certainly try to snipe it and retreat, but you take a lot of damage in the process.
Yeah, that was the following question and then you kind of like hit it and be this one actually, what is the exfiltration route? Maybe came in?
Same way you came in.
Understood.
If necessary, we can call the first light in to land at that. It is rated to handle Union dropships, obviously.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
Audrey and I will have our own mission on planet that will involve our economic opportunities here.
Is there any insight that we would have around maybe what they're implying there?
I mean, he's saying that they're going to go raiding and bring back the money.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, he'll like when you look at him and stare at him, he goes, disabling aerospace forces makes it impossible for them to launch attacks on us. In order to invade a world, you must reach the world's surface. That is why we are entering into this masquerade of being with this merchant ship. I have paid an exorbitant sum to them to get down onto this planet. There will be waiting in orbit near the planet a jump ship ready to take us away when we blast off using a pirate jump point. That way we expose ourselves to a minimum amount of aerospace interference throughout this whole operation. Were an operation to be launched against Whittington, the aerospace fighters we engaged today will be at the forefront of that. If they do not have the aerospace capacity to penetrate our defenses, they will not launch an attack. Now, more than that, I have promised you wealth as part of this mission. And Audrey and I will be engaging in an effort of material acquirement at the detriment of House Moritomo. You may have also noticed several unsavory individuals, mercenaries that I have acquired, former Rabbit Fox operatives. We will be leaving them on planet to engage in covert operations.
Very well.
Are there any other questions, concerns, comments?
Do it.
I haven't asked, but do any of you suffer from transit disorientation syndrome?
Lachlan starts giggling.
Unfortunately, yes.
Then it is going to be an unpleasant journey for you.
It always is.
As Lachlan says.
I have acquired the services of a chef whom I have brought on board, and some manner of palatable food. You will find that this dropship's
gallery
memory bays are also loaded with all of the latest. In fact, I believe both the latest episode of Pride and Royals and the season premiere of Immortal Warrior Season 2
yes,
were both acquired by the dropship's communications array before we disabled it.
Just the fact that Genji is bringing that up makes
he offers a
polite good show.
He offers a polite invitation if you guys want to join like a group watch between him and Audrey and his chef. Like they're gonna.
Are we gonna cuddle pile and watch with popcorn?
I literally want to play Good Society as Pride and Royals. I literally do.
Are we doing an offshoot? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
I think Lachlan, as soon as we're like dismissed and like left to our business, he's gonna go talk to the chef and make sure he knows what the chef's specials are and everything. Make sure he's getting the right ordering in.
He is a classic, and by that I mean our time period classic French cuisine chef.
Oh, nice.
His recipes are reputed to be authentic Terran recipes of French cooking.
Yeah, Lachlan is very into that.
Definitely Ratatouille.
He presents a certificate indicating that he was allowed by Comstar to travel to Earth in order to research French recipes. This guy is the kind of chef that makes millions of sea bills a year, kind of deal.
Lachlan is incredibly impressed. He's going to file this away. He's going to have to figure out a way to get this chef away from snipe this chef from Genji.
Wow.
Yeah, you actually don't know what Genji's doing with this guy. Like, this guy is an incredible, like, interstellar class chef.
I think this like bumps. Genji had like a pretty low estimation in Lachlan's regard, right? And this is just like, maybe I misjudged this guy. Maybe he has some taste after all.
Okay. Do we cut to a quick scene of you all watching the second to last episode of Pride and Royals leading into the premiere of
For sure. So because John and like in Kuro's mind, Jana is like fresh on his in his thoughts, and is like he's probably on his own watching it over and over again and just getting really emotional.
So here's what the watch party looks like. We get a lonely shot. We get the Battletech, the video game animation of a dropship traveling to the planet, just like a little sphere. Because unions look exactly like this. They look like tiny balls traveling against the black nothingness void. And then we continue to zoom in on it. And as we get closer, we start to hear the ambient sounds of the dropship. And then we hear the air conditioning die again. We cut into a completely darkened room. It's actually the command briefing room that you were just in, but people have set up like pillows and chairs. Genji is wearing like a nice night suit is what I would say. It's like pajamas, but it's all buttoned down, and maybe he's worn them like 10 times in his entire life, and by the end of this trip he's gonna donate them to somebody, because you don't wear pajamas that many, not nice pajamas like these. Audrey is in her aerospace flight suit. Who's present and what you're wearing for this? There's popcorn and hot dogs available for everybody.
Hell yeah.
And like little juice containers, like Capri Suns. But Capri Suns, but noble versions of Capri Suns. So, real actual juice inside.
I feel like Kuro's bedtime attire pajamas kind of look
slumber
like
party.
kind of look like Ken from Street Fighter 2, but like maybe a little bit more like less tattered or something like that,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's like this fine, it's either cotton or something that's a little bit more robust, but like still breathable and like very soft.
Lachlan's got a full-on silk robe,
and it's like a purple. Yeah, it's like the family colors.
Okay, cool. I'm in sweatpants and a band t-shirt.
What's the band?
What's the name of that music in
My Alchemical
Warfare?
Romance? Oh, Sleemo hasn't been invented yet.
It hasn't been invented.
Sleemo was invented by Billy.
Yeah. So whatever like proto, like the roots of Sleemo is
industrial jazz rap, of course.
Yeah.
Industrial jazz
So
rap.
some industrial jazz rap album.
Sleemo
what a combo.
is the sound of the soul of the mech bay. So it sounds like mech repair noises plus rap plus
Soul
jazz.
of the mech bay.
Yeah.
Wow.
When does that come out?
Edward
Billy
Gibbs
Wyndham Williamson IV invents it in 3052.
Gotcha. So we got a ways to go.
He's
I'm ahead of the year.
Solaris mech repairman, and he's actually the son of Little Drac.
One of these days, we gotta take a trip out to Solaris.
Yeah, you do. I mean, that's basically your whole year is going to be a trip out to Solaris, and it's going to cost you 50,000 credits a jump.
Unless we can get Jacobson to front the
I don't think that's going to happen.
Trip.
I like that you're like, we need to get the super rich guy to pay for this.
Adventure.
What's he going to get from it?
Adventure.
All right.
Boys trip.
All right, so here's how it goes down. Pride and Royals. We get the analog character to Hans Davian. He's like this mid-40s-ish, graying hair, very vulpine face, dashing. You know, they call him the Silver Fox, essentially.
Right.
And then this beautiful young Germanic woman. Who is the Melissa Steiner analog. She's like 16. They're on a balcony overlooking fireworks at the New Avalon Institute of Science cutout that we always see. And she turns her face away from him as if afraid to stare directly into his eyes. And she says, well, in terms of marriage, what have you thought about the Countess Istola? And he slams his hand on the railing and turns away from her, turns his back, and is shaking, and he says, the Countess Istola? I think nothing of this woman. And she puts a hand on his shoulder while he's turned, and she says, but what about the Baroness then? And then he turns and, like, knocks her hand off of him, and he goes, why do you come to me speaking of other women? And she says, but our relationship. And he holds her by the shoulders and pulls her close to him, and he says, the only one that I love is you. And she says, I also feel the same way, but we can never be together. Our age. And he says, age is nothing but a number. And then she says, but our countries. And he says, an alliance between our people. She says, but my mother. And she says, your mother isn't here right now. And as they move closer at black screens, and says the season finale will premiere next week.
Collectively.
Yeah. I think during that, like, Kuro puts his hand on Jasper's shoulder, like recognizing this hits a little bit close to home, maybe.
Yeah, I think Lachlan, it's like the reverse. Is like he pointedly doesn't look at Jasper or what's her name, like in a way that makes it very obvious that he's trying not to look at either of them, Audrey or Jasper.
Audrey is just openly weeping tears. She's just like, they're forbidden romance. She's proceeding so hard right now. She's like,
oh my god,
she is wrapping up the entire seasonal storyline in one rant.
I imagine, like, during this whole scene, there's like just dramatic string instruments, like as like they're shifting.
Oh, and there's the sound of the fireworks as well in the back. Like,
it's like. Yeah.
Oh, there was like a heart firework at the very end, for sure.
Oh,
that illuminated both of their faces and framed them.
And like we have a crescendo of the string instruments.
So the next thing that happens is the screen goes black, and then we see a hand axe coming down and chopping a block of wood in half. And we hear, it's the exact same scene as the first scene of the first episode of Immortal Warrior. And we hear the same voice go, warriors aren't born immortal. They're forged. But as we zoom out, we see it's the Immortal Warrior chopping wood, and in the background, his commando Battlemech is like standing watch over his house, and like a young lieutenant runs up to him and is like, sir, and he's like, I'm not part of the military anymore. I only came back to serve for a short time. And he says, but it's the Cretans, they're back. And he says, pulls out glasses and goes, I guess it's time to be immortal. He starts running toward his Battlemech, and in the process, it skips into like the Immortal Warrior season 2 opening. Like, here's the trailer. Here's all the old characters you like. They're in the first part of the trailer, and then in the second part, it's like, here's all the new characters, and they look like this,
like all menacing.
The bad guy's completely blacked out, and his Battlemech, you like, is smoky, so you know it's mech shape, but you can't tell what mech it is yet.
It's like it's a sideways silhouette, you know.
We faded black on that because that's Immortal Warrior season 2, the pilot, the opening episode.
I love it. Lachlan is so in.
It's not a Wolverine, but it's not a rifleman. What is it?
It's a Jigglypuff. See
I feel
from
like
above.
I feel like we're all trying to like guess what kind of.
No. Yeah, it's like no. Clearly, look at the fucking arm actuators. That's obviously a Wolverine.
It's like no, it's a Phoenix Hawk.
Yeah.
Look at the face, the head silhouette.
Grimdark James told me he actually lost a game of like Battletech where people were trying to identify mechs by sight, and I was like, I would never lose that because I would never play. Can you tell the difference between a Galaglass, a Vulcan, and a Thug? I think not, sir.
No, I can't.
You're like, I've never even heard of any of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've heard one term.
We get
a rogue tech. I have no idea what they are.
We get a quick. Yeah, I saw you using a cattle master in Rogue Tech. It was embarrassing.
I was fighting a cattle master.
Yeah, I know. It was embarrassing. Why is there
stealth,
a cattle
dude.
master?
It had stealth.
Cattle master.
You're telling me,
cattle
dude.
master action.
We get the docking with a jump ship and the weird orbulentness of a radiation burst as you engage your Kearney Fashida drive and jump to another system. I think you have to double jump to get there.
So yeah, probably throughout that, there's moments where Kuro just disappears.
I mean, all of the crew on board consistently make fun of you. Like,
oh yeah. But I mean, at this point, I think Kuro's is kind of used to it. He's like, yeah, and like just like kind of dejected, just walks into his room and curls up into a ball.
So your first jump takes you to the system of Niles, which is right on. It is a border planet in the way that Whittington is not. It has a huge amount of local defenses. There are several regiments on Niles. There's the local aerospace forces. You spend 7 days recharging your solar sail.
It's the brother system to Frasier. I know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Get the fuck out. And then you make a jump to Valentina. As the dropship begins landing operations, 7 days of travel. You start getting reports that, like local reports indicating that traffic to the planet is being restricted, that there are riots being suppressed across the planet, protests, Federated Sons agents and Rabbit Fox operatives are being hung from lampposts. Infiltrators and dissidents are being eliminated by the great power of the Coordinator, who has used his spiritual guidance to crush the Federated Sons infiltrators. In the process, you are getting reports. Like, it's not like, oh, look, this lance has been here, but Genji is assembling, like, from news footage, what military forces are where, and it looks like things are working exactly as he planned. The thing is, there's so much aerospace traffic here, Kuro. It is unreal how many dropships are in orbit right now. Like, this is an unnatural presence of jump ships and dropships in the system that completely confuses you. Like, there must be some other thing happening beyond the rebellion to have this kind of backup. Is this like itching that your sixth sense is kicking off that there's something else happening here?
Would I, based upon that, be able to do some sort of roll to like a tactics roll, or
it's actually a history roll?
What?
Yes.
Oh,
it's a knowledge history.
Oh wait. Okay, cool.
I would also allow for
investigation.
Future history.
No, investigation is not going to cut
leadership.
No.
Oh, history.
Tactics.
I don't know. What is it that he's trying to pick up on?
Would it be like tactical history? Maybe, I don't know.
What are you trying to recall? Like, what would you like to know?
Well, you know what? I will allow for tactics at a high difficulty. I will allow for a 13 tactics roll.
13 tactics. Okay.
Or a 9 history.
What would be a 9 history?
Yes.
I have something history.
Kuro's the only one who's
adjacent.
picked up on this
Okay.
so far.
Yeah, it was kind of like the Sixth Sense slash the tactics roll that I did way back when that probably like is kicking me in, like making me more suspicious.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I got you.
Okay, I need to. Oh, there we go. I needed to zoom out and get my dice. Whoa! Oh, that's why the table totally changed. I was like, "Where are my dice at?"
Yeah, you're gonna have to hit that 2d6 button to roll.
2d6. Oh, over here.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, so it's a 13 or a 9. I mean, that almost negates the difference between my tactics and my history because I have a 2 in history because it's int based, right? Yeah.
It would be no history, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I just as a base because of my stat is
Correct, because of your intelligence. Yep.
Yeah.
So we want to roll.
I mean, they're the same basically. So I'll go ahead and do tactics just because
Okay.
that seems like more relevant.
Fear.
Oh, come on. It was like on the verge. That's a 7 plus 5. It's a 12.
12.
I'm
No.
short.
14.
Can I should I re-roll? Yeah, I kind of want to know what's going on here because this is like the
You're gonna
Sixth
spend a
Sense
point of
is building up.
edge.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. It's
Right,
I'll do
that'll do it. It's a 15.
So in 28-25, a unit appeared out of the periphery. They were using Star League Defense Force tactics. They were painted in Star League Defense Force regular army colors. And they bore the symbol of the North American Terran state of Minnesota, associated with the 331st Royal Mech Division. So basically like a real fucking hardcore SDLF unit. Appeared out of nowhere, attacked 4 Draconis Combine worlds, and stole shit along the way, and basically cut an arc across the Draconis Combine. They attacked a series of worlds, and the last place they attacked was a planet called Richmond, which isn't too far from here. They started gathering up prisoners from a jail there, and then they loaded up the prisoners onto their dropships and started to jump out. So they stopped attacking people, but then they continued jumping through Draconis Combine systems. The last place they were spotted was Valentina. And every year, every 5 years, a hobbyist group called Interstellar Expeditions starts from the first place they attacked, Felvik, and makes the exodus that they did across the Draconis Combine to Valentina in order to do historical digs, dig up more information, and every 5 years they always find out some new astonishing thing about the group, because everyone is like, how did people with such good maintained Battlemechs with such unusual tactics, people pretending to be the SDLF, the things that they did were unusual, the stealing of the prisoners, so these people travel around. Basically, you actually know from the list that Sir Maximilian Jacobson is a donator to Interstellar Expeditions. So
Okay.
they're basically like a bunch of nerds from across the Innersphere who every 5 years get together and are like, oh boy, let's go to the Draconis Combine and do some historical digs. Oh, yo, Dr. Jones.
I mean, is this like
So-
Space Travelers Gen Con? Is that what's going on right now?
Yeah, so it takes them the better part of a year to move from the first place to the last place, and you think that this might be the tail end of the Interstellar Expeditions is waiting to land on the planet so that they can get like historical astronomical records and determine, like they constantly come to Valentina looking to find out where the Minnesota Tribe jumped to, because no one knows where they went from Valentina, and everyone wants to know, like, are they still out there? Will they ever attack again?
Sure. Is okay, like, and tactically, how is this relevant to kind of what I would know?
I mean, it means that there's a lot of like foreign civilian dropship assets
It means this is
clogging
a
up.
terrible time to do this raid.
It's
Right,
actually it's the opposite. Actually, it means that the aerospace fighters of the planet are so busy keeping track of all of the foreigners here that they are unable
It's
to
super
deal.
noisy.
Yes, like it if you're allowed to land, this will be a brilliant plan. If you're stopped landing like these guys are, then that's going to be a problem. You are hiding in a crowd, essentially.
Right.
Is exactly, and like
we're straight up ninjas right now, hiding amongst.
And there's no way that this is an accident. Like,
yeah,
Genji has to have. I mean, you've heard him talk about how he's been planning this for years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think like there's a raised eyebrow as Kuro like makes this recalls this information, and well, like kind of we're all just kind of watching this unfold. I guess what's the scene?
Well, what's everyone's opinions of these dudes? We all have.
Yeah. That's
wait. I guess we don't really know actually what this is. I guess, right?
I mean,
have we heard of it?
That's a great question. I'm going to leave it up to you as to whether you've heard of it or not. I mean, the Interstellar Expeditions Minnesota Tribe things is like when you were a kid, you'd read books about quicksand, UFO invasions.
Yeah, these are the Alien Defense Force.
Yes. So there was a theory that the Minnesota Tribe were aliens who attacked because they were never seen outside of their cockpits. Some people say that they were like old Rimworld's Republic. Other people say it was a hoax orchestrated by Comstar and it never actually happened, and that Comstar just put it out. Other people believe like there's whole large theories.
No, Comstar is working with this group of alien defenders, and Comstar is hiding the existence of aliens from the inner sphere for sure.
That's what you 100%. Believe.
I mean, I don't share it, but yes.
I think that it's either Jasper or just Eric. Yeah.
Lachlan definitely
believes... I'm scared of Comstar, like as a person. Like I'm definitely scared. I know that they have more power than like what they like lead on to.
I mean, they get to read everybody's mail.
Yeah, so. Like they read. There's no way they know all the secrets. They definitely have alien stuff.
Oh my God.
I think what Lachlan thinks is that
they're help covering it up.
What Lachlan thinks is that they are working with these historical people, but it's to cover up the fact that it was a Comstar hoax, not to cover up the fact that it's aliens.
I kind of imagine that like there's news of like this collection of traffic in the airspace, and it's the three of us standing at a window looking at just like the clusterfuck that it is. And Kuro recounts, yes, these are, I don't remember the exact name actually.
Minnesota Tribe. Oh, Interstellar Expedition.
Yes, this is the Interstellar Expedition. Clever. They will mask our entry. As you know, when with my Raven, I'm able to interfere with the signals. This is the same tactic, but with vessels in aerospace.
God damn you,
AP.
Okay.
Mad because I'm pulling out one of the best moments of Battletech fiction.
Yeah.
Just casually dropping it in here on this raid. All right, you land on the planet middle of the night. And like dropship inspectors start coming aboard, and the unsavory claiming to be former Rabbit Fox operatives are hanging from the ceiling on harnesses above your mechs, and just like fucking bushwhack snipe these guys. They absolutely murder all of the dudes and like drag their bodies off, grab their identification in uniforms. Some of them like grab their equipment and head back out into the spaceport. Others are hauling like huge satchels full of explosives and begin moving throughout the spaceport to like attach them to other dropships and to command and control facilities at the spaceport.
To sow chaos and
yeah. So Genji is marching his dragon off, and you can hear the whine of the Lucifer being powered up inside of the aerospace bay. Like the whole dropship is shaking with the force of the Lucifer preparing to launch. And he says, I have uploaded the coordinates for the facility to your Battlemechs. It is several dozen kilometers away. If you require help, it will not come. But if you require transit out, the First Light will respond to your good hunting.
You as well.
So he doesn't head into the spaceport further or anywhere near the city that the spaceport's based off of. He just begins heading off in like a random direction towards a very large, like sprawling mansion estate. At that point, the aerospace fighter launches, and it's a fucking explosion. Like you can hear it inside your mech's reinforced cockpits as something easily breaking the sound barrier soars across the dropship yard, and like glass is exploding everywhere. She intentionally flies, she intentionally buzzes all of the towers here so that it blows out all of the equipment everywhere. This is probably not like super ethical in any way.
Tactical Top Gun. I mean,
yeah. I mean, she's using a sonic. The Maverick. She's using a sonic boom to break the tower up, not fly past the tower and be like, "Yow!" She's
I know, it's a tactical.
I see. So you all are entering from the west to this area. I would like to get them their tactics roll from your boy, whoever is running this unit.
That's gotta be Kuro, right?
Okay. All right. So we're gonna be doing you versus defenders.
Come on, big Kuro.
Oh, that rollover was so painful for me.
So I've got a 5 + 5, 10.
I also have a 10. Let us re-roll.
10 should just re-rolls should just go to us.
You all win.
That definitely wins.
So I will be placing first. Rather than place at the map edge, I'm placing within the map's center area.
Got it.
Gotcha.
I will place 2 mechs first, and then we'll do 1, 1, 1, 1.
So what do y'all think?
That means we're fighting at least 5 units. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if we can arrange it so that we can approach while covered by these here hills. That might be advantageous for us not taking a bunch of fire as we get into range.
So let me before I place this down, let me show the audience your opposition for the day. I suppose people like when I do that kind of stuff. I
remember this, dude.
So number one is a Oni V Orion. It's a kind of command mech. It's a
aim for the cockpit.
It's a heavy mech. It's actually at the heavy end of heavy mechs. It's got mixed ranged weaponry. It's an old mech. I believe it was one that was specifically designed by what's his name, General Alexander Kerensky. We got that. We got that good stuff. We got Turducken redesigned this thing so it looks badass compared to the actual drawing of an Orion. Look at that missile pack up there. It looks good.
Yeah,
next up, another Draconis Combine and crowd favorite, the Crab 20. I mean, everybody fucking loves crabs. I literally don't understand why so many people love crabs, but they got the clacker arms that y'all love. I know you guys thirst for these things. You just look at those claws.
Clickety clackety, clickety clackety.
And it
so
wouldn't.
What you're saying is, don't get in those claws.
It wouldn't be light lance without a pair of Jenners. Yeah. Wouldn't be a Draconis Combine lance without a pair of Jenners.
Jesus, guys.
These are Jenner D's.
This is gonna be hard. This is a hard fight.
You're coming in with the hatchet, right?
Yeah, we're gonna see the hatchet for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do some strategizing here, team.
Oh dear.
What are we thinking?
All right. Well, let's see. We got the crab is more melee, more close range, right?
Yeah.
No.
Personally, yeah. I think.
Tactically, what are the two mechs that I'm not familiar with, because I know what the Jenners can do roughly if they're similar to the.
Are they Ds? Are they both Ds?
They're gunship Jenners.
Yep. Yeah.
Jenner Ds are incredible mechs.
They're incredible.
They really are.
Fiery mechs. Sure.
Yeah. They're fast. They'll fire 2 alphas and then blow up on themselves.
So here's my thinking. Is I'm thinking we should try to get rid of focus fire and try to take out the Orion as quick as possible.
That's hard to say. That's hard to say, Sam. It's only because we should focus fire the easiest target.
I'm thinking that there's no reason for us
to deploy. But generally, true, yes, I agree with you.
I hear where you're coming from. My worry is that my thinking is that we can essentially early on should basically just ignore the Jenners because of that overheating issue that they face, because they become less effective every turn.
I mean, the Ryan has a lot of long range fire that can get really annoying to us.
All right, I guess we gotta see the placement, but
Okay.
But I do hear you.
I've-
Overall, yes, that is the dangerous piece, and removing the biggest piece off the board is obviously the right call. I completely, like, not to say obvious as in like condescending, but like I
No, I get where you're coming from.
yeah, emphatically agree with you.
If I could, if all right, so it sounds like the hatchet and the fire starter should be getting close to that, and I'll heat it up while you crush its face.
See, here's another thing to think of though. I think my goal should be getting into melee combat.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think I should be using my range shots to actually hit the targets of our objective, and me taking down the planes as I jump in there with the AC-10.
That might be good.
This way, you can fire more downfield on the mechs and giving them best support, Sam. So I'll take out as many as I can, like leading in there, and then once we get into fight, then I'll swap and switch and fight those guys.
Like when you're out of range for hitting.
When I'm moving, when I'm moving in to engage.
That makes sense. I part of me is thinking like part of me is thinking that like any shots on things that aren't going to be shooting us back until there are things that aren't going to be shooting us back is a mistake. That's like kind of my gut. But if you don't have another good shot, then it makes sense.
If they scramble, if they start to scramble, I have to.
That definitely makes sense. But I thought they were getting repaired so they couldn't scramble.
Correct.
Oh,
as far as you know.
Yeah,
as far as we know.
I assume there's models on the board that they're gonna fly. Okay,
Like, that's a good point. Good point.
You can't assume all intelligence is accurate.
I'm assuming the worst here.
So here's my thinking then, and see if you guys follow me. Yeah. I'm thinking because we can use these level 2 hills as cover. I'm thinking I just place on this road and just book it up this road.
You getting it? Yeah, that makes sense.
Sure. And
you're gonna wanna...
also because Eric or Huntsman and Warlock have jump jets, so we'll be able to navigate the higher terrain and get into maybe some more interesting positions.
Or wait, hold on. Because the road would only have level 1 cover, so they would be able to see me, right? AP.
Yeah.
Correct.
But if you were there, you would have you'd be firing.
Well, you also have
at least one more or two. Like you're always gonna be firing.
Well, so then maybe I should place like around here, and that way I can move forward with the cover of the. Because if I'm behind the level.
So we have the Orion on the right and the Crab on the left. The Generators aren't to be seen yet.
AP, are we deploying 3 hexes from the edge?
Yes. And that's from the western edge.
So we should be talking about the order from the western edge.
Correct.
I think.
And it is your turn to deploy something.
Because
Sam, you're the smartest person to do. I think you have the easiest deployment option. Running straight down that road for starting out, I think, is the right call.
You think that's better than starting like here where they can't see
you have to
initially?
Be 3.
Or here where I have like the level 2.
You're not going to get hurt. I mean, in the same way, like, yes, I think the advantage of you running because you're slower than us is better. I think we need you to get in that optimal range as fast as possible.
Okay, that does make sense.
To dunk on kids.
So my only question would be, is there any advantage to running on the road versus running on the grass?
Yeah, running on the road, you move faster, right?
No.
Oh.
Move the same
It's
speed.
the problem is the levels of terrain.
It's the trees and the hills are what's going to slow you down.
Yeah, so I would say running towards maybe.
What if I started here and then ran up this way? Because then I start covered by the hills and I have the same thing. Okay,
I agree
that's
with
what I'll
that.
do.
All right.
So starting on this tile maybe, and then you run towards this tile.
Wait.
Or sorry, three away. So you can go
where's
1,
my
2,
model?
3. So you can start here, and then end up here.
Hey, am I going crazy?
Right here. I'm throwing it across the map. There you go.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
I'm going to go ahead and bring the fire starter over here as well.
Okay.
I think we're probably going to be just kind of facing the west anyway, so I'm just going to bring my whole sheet over here. I feel like.
So I'll be right here. So I've got this level 2. I've got this level 2 cover blocking me from them, and I can.
You deployed. Orion's deployed. Crab was deployed. We deployed 1. It's back to you, AP, to deploy 1, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But now that we're repositioning, I have to reset the cameras.
Oh no!
I'm
no.
sorry.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
That's fair. We made it the
Perfectly
tall
reasonable.
way instead of the ride way.
I mean, it's just where the sheets are being stored is what's important.
Okay.
Because in Tabletop Simulator, you can snap to a previously saved camera position.
Oh, cool.
Oh, right. And you do that. That's super.
I do that so that you can quickly move to the sheets. Jana number 1 is going to deploy back here facing this direction.
I hope we win.
This is going to be hard.
Yeah, I think my tactic is to burn out one of the heavies with the fire starter for sure.
It's definitely the heavies and the Jenners are going to be real good targets at some point for your fire. So those heat up.
I mean,
quick.
the Orion is perfect real estate for heating up because it can't fire all its weapons at once without.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that's going to be my primary target. And trying to avoid getting hit from the Jenners or. What's the crab so guy? Good.
Yeah, I will try to draw fire and engage the Orion first and see if we can get them out as fast as possible between you and I.
So
is there a way for me to pull up the crab
and sit back and fire those 2 large lasers all day? It's right over here, and that's spooky. That's where the crab's best at. So.
I mean, should we maybe try to use the dropship over here as cover?
I'm basically thinking
come around this way.
I think I'm doing that. I think I'm going this way. Despite I don't think I want it. Like as much as I want to kill the Orion and stuff, I think I got to go this way.
Because the Orion has the range and the ability to do indirect fire, which is the scary thing too.
Right. Well then, I mean, I'm also going to be jumping, and I'm going to be pretty hard to hit. And so if I can take some of those hits, that'd be great. Maybe me not being completely hidden, but just being evasive is the right call. Maybe I actually start jumping, take the opportunity to deploy myself in a spot where I can start jumping into spaces where I'm visible, but super
really hard to hit. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That might be good. And then I'm wondering if I should go like this way, and we should do a pincer attack.
Hammer and anvil. Yeah. I mean, just don't die.
Yeah. Well, my hope is that the fire will be directed towards you as long as I stay out of sight and hidden.
If you can get behind them and kind of stay hidden and let them move up towards us so that you can get them from the back, I think that's perfect. The thing you just got to be careful of is that you're not drawing their attention before they're focusing fire on us.
All right. So roughly speaking, then my plan of attack will be probably something like that'll be my first jump. Then my second jump might be something like this, and this is all subject to change upon first
contact with the enemy.
Mocha doctrine, right?
Yeah.
But roughly the idea here is I'm gonna hook this way.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, it sounds like
well, then I'm just gonna deploy first. Then I mean, it doesn't really matter exactly. No, maybe Eddie, you should deploy first because I'm gonna think about it exactly what I want.
And for simplicity, I'm going to change my my name because I'm trying to remember everyone's
I can't
call sign so we can call it out better.
Templar, Huntsman, and Ghost.
No, it's Warlock.
Templar,
remember?
And Warlock.
It is.
They're classes. Imagine they're like Destiny 2 characters. Yeah. Okay. Huntsman, Templar, and Warlock are absolutely Destiny.
I think
2,
you changed it, didn't
Destiny
you?
3. I think I changed it on one of the overlays and not the other.
Oh no.
Fine. That's just a post-show thing to do.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'll deploy
Templar.
Here. This is fine.
Yeah, so it sounds like we're doing the Trident
the
Trident attack, where Templar is going up center, Huntsman's going up left field, and Warlock is going up right field. And our goal is to focus the fire on the left field and center, and leave me. So you all draw fire while I kind of move my way up, trying to remain unnoticed.
Remember, it's all about the cones, of fire.
Right.
Right,
which I think the Orion is currently facing to the right. So you all need to get the attention of the Orion for sure.
Have you finished placing, Eric?
Yeah, I finished placing.
Okay.
I'm done placing.
All right. Oops.
At least we didn't get ambushed this time and catch an entire tank full of SRMs.
Yeah. Speaking of, before we go any further, AP, does my combat sense or sixth sense trigger?
You detect their mechs from a far distance out, like from 2 kilometers out. Now
Okay.
you're about 1 kilometer or less away now, and you're starting to get resolved sensor images. Before you could only detect the seismic mass of the mechs and their heat levels. Now you're starting to resolve their identification numbers and loadouts.
Okay, so let's see visually where. I mean, it kind of makes sense that I maybe start behind all these woods and maybe go like this, and then that way I can. Does this make sense, y'all? Where I'm. Does that?
Seems well. Where are you trying to go next? What's your plan?
So my
run up
plan-
this direction.
Yeah, exactly. My plan is to
Like
go up
around
this
the edge.
way.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, just make sure you don't get in this guy's line of sight, because that
Yeah,
is the last thing you want.
Yeah, my goal is to hide behind here, at one of the points. So while you are drawing their attention to the right or to the left, I mean, I move my way up through this gap, and try to remain hidden until I get as close enough to the Orion.
Nice. Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
I like it. Cool. Let's do it.
Weapons systems online.
Okay.
All systems nominal.
Lock and load, Mechwarriors.
Wow, get fucked, Eric.
Get ready to fight.
All right, let's make the tactics roll between the two sides to see who goes first. Of course, you want to win this so that you don't go first, of course.
Yes.
Say that again. What are we doing?
You're
Tactics roll.
tacticsing.
Oh, okay. So that was for deployment. Now we're doing tactics for the other stuff.
Correct.
Yep. This is our turn 1.
10.
Oh, 15.
15, bro.
Alright.
Rolling hot.
Well, you guys really made that weird. I was just thinking there's no way it could get weirder than the other show, but then it absolutely did. I'm just gonna put all your sheets up here so I can snap to them quickly.
I mean, at one point,
Yeah, sounds good.
Sam was suggesting that my call sign be like the gambler or the high roller. So I mean, hey,
I did suggest high roller. I
yeah.
think.
Crab will not move. That is its movement, is to remain standing.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It runs up this hill using it as cover, and it is now taller than the trees that are in front of it, and it's actually over all of these trees, so you all can see. It's not taller than these trees from the fire starter, though.
Is it in trees?
It
It's
can
in trees.
absolutely see, yes, and it can absolutely see the Black Knight.
Keep
So
in mind
is
the
it-
rule of 3/4 means people can't see each other.
Correct. It can see the fire starter.
No, can't. There's too many trees, man.
It's over this tree.
No, but there's like 4
You
trees
have-
between me and it.
That's correct, but it's taller
There's
than
this
that
one.
tree.
This one.
Oh, it's not taller than this tree. All right, yes,
Yeah.
you do. This tree
Hey.
right here is no impediment for it, but the one that's up on the hill does count, and so do these two.
There are 3 in front
Oh,
of
sorry.
me
I
as
meant,
well.
yeah, I meant to hit that one. Thank you.
Aren't there
Okay.
3 in front of me as well?
Let's take a look.
Yeah, there
One.
definitely are. Because it's like elevation as well too.
Two.
There's 1, 2, 1,
Yes,
2,
I'll count
3.
that.
Can't
It's
win
these
anything.
3 trees that matter.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll go first, I think. If you all, it's all
Yeah.
the same.
Go for it.
I think so.
I jump here. I jump my 4.
Now you can
Are
definitely
you
see Eric.
are you staying that angle, or what are you changing your arc or anything?
Oh, I mean, I'm literally not in an angle right now, so thank you for asking.
yeah.
I think I want to probably. It doesn't really matter. I think I'm just gonna face right this way.
It's probably your best bet.
Maybe it does matter. Maybe I screwed up, but whatever.
No, I mean,
so
you're
neither
facing them all.
neither you or the Orion can see each other because you both have 3
Yeah.
tree level of cover.
I think the crab can see me,
The
and I
crab
can
can
see the
definitely
crab.
see you. Here,
Um,
let me get you.
That's
Let
intentional.
me get you a jump die.
Yeah,
Just-
thank you. I forgot to get the blues.
For clarification, which
Blue,
edge
blue,
of
right.
the battle map is north? Because we're coming from the west, right? So it would
North
be
is always
the left of
towards
us?
the dice.
got it. Okay.
In a minute, so when I jump, it's 2, 3.
So
How many hexes did you jump? 4 or more? Sorry,
Oh,
5
I
or
jumped
more.
4, so it's blue 1.
So
it's blue 1.
Blue 2. 3 to 4 gives you 1, and then jumping gives you +1. So you have 2 on your die.
So we hear.
Huntsman, head to the north. Draw their attention with the assistance of the Templar. On it, Warlock.
Aye, aye.
You guys are disgusting. I hate this.
Should I go next?
Trying to get you that fucking Patreon money.
Yeah, I know.
I should probably go
actually,
next.
I'm up, actually.
Oh, right.
Yes. Look, if you absolutely want to move before me, please do. I am hiding behind this jump shot strut, to be clear.
Okay. Coward.
I don't want to hear that from the guy that's currently hiding behind 3 layers of trees.
Hey, you have 3 heavy mechs. I'm in a light.
3
mech.
heavy mechs? What the fuck are you talking about?
I count the 2 Jenners as a heavy. Anyway.
As that what?
They're the quintessential 35-ton light mech.
I know. I'm messing around.
I do respect that you respect Jenner.
Yes.
If one Jenner sat on the other Jenner's shoulders, they would still not be a heavy mech.
Fair enough. No, that was more of a joke.
But
I was more saying like, yeah, there's 2 major heavy mechs and they're bearing down on a light mech.
3 Jenners in a trench coat. Kerensky reveals in this fucking Starlink.
Yeah,
I present to you my piece de resistance.
See, my theory is sound. My theory is sound.
Your team is
3
up.
Jenners in a
What you
trench
want to do?
coat.
Okay.
All right. Should I go next?
Yeah, go ahead. Remember,
Okay.
you're trying to draw attention, so it makes sense for you to.
Yeah. So I will go 1, 2, 3, and then I think 4, 5, 6, and that way I can embank myself. What do you guys
Yes.
think?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Make sure you have a good, because you have fire and art too, right? So make sure you have. Good
Yeah.
art.
I can fire
You
both
have-
on both
yeah.
of them right now. Yeah.
Okay. And they currently have Crab has left torso,
I'm pretty
No.
sure they're gonna.
or is it front? Is it front or left?
It's front.
It's front.
Okay.
Yeah, because think of it this way. You could. It's really easy to think of it this way, Eddie. When you can hit the front 3 sides, like that's the straight line of
Yeah.
the front 3 sides of the front of the mech.
Got
that's
it.
always the
Okay.
front.
Good to know.
Yeah.
It's here and here.
The southwest and
That
southeast
was not
sides
even
is
close.
the side, and then directly back is the rear, more or less.
There.
Like that's like roughly the quick way of doing it.
Okay.
Got
So did I move? I moved 4, right? 4 hexes.
Just because you
were-
move 4
you had to
spaces
start-
doesn't mean you move 4 hexes, but it
You
does.
were, yeah,
No,
you were
I
there.
It does seem like you move 4 hexes, yes. So that is a red 1.
Red 1. Yeah.
Technically, I think you're the easier target right now, Sam. So you might actually end up taking the crab's shots instead of me.
But that was gonna be inevitable,
But
right?
I'll probably change that math next turn.
I mean, my only options were either to be where I am or to like go like here, which
Mm.
would
Yeah,
have
you didn't
just
do anything
been
wrong.
Just
Yeah.
as I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
I
you
basically
absolutely didn't do
traded.
anything
I
wrong.
basically traded one like extra +1 to hit for the embankment, which I think is worth it because then
Yeah,
shots to
we're
my
not
legs
we're not
get absorbed.
trying to do as much damage as possible this turn.
AP
We're trying to do as much damage as possible
You're up.
next turn,
clarification.
or maybe in the turn after.
The second. Oh, they're both Jenners are behind here. Okay, never mind. I was
Right,
looking.
sorry.
I was like, do we have no visual on both the Jenners right now? It's like, what's going on?
Incorrect.
this
You
is-
have no visual on the Jenners.
Currently, no. But I knew roughly where they were based upon the sensor readings I have.
This
of
is
the
this
battle
is the
map.
part of the duel where we hold our swords out and circle each other.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to remember now. What is my
Nah, bro. This is the part of the duel where you do that. Their swords are sheathed, and their whole body is turned fully leftwise to hide their sword draw from you before they do
Yeah,
it.
to hide their reach.
Yeah.
They're totally, you're coming out here with your
One
swords
thing you
out
can
like
do.
bandits, and they're
No,
here
no.
like good Iaido samurai.
No, I'm sorry.
One of
Wait,
the most
what?
important things you can do.
Who is leading this lance? I'm sorry.
A group
Tactics.
of bandits attacking a repair yard in the middle of the night.
AP. I am.
It's not related. It's not related to that, but that is also what makes fencing so weird. Is that
Oh.
you're supposed to hold your sword out, but the way they
Right,
cheat that is that you actually lunge, which extends your reach, and how
Correct.
far you
I
can
mean,
lunge is the question.
Even if you make there
Yeah, same thing.
there are stances where even if you hit the target, if you weren't on the attack, it does not count.
Reminder.
Infuriating.
running does
question?
not generate heat, correct?
It absolutely does.
Okay. Is it less than
walking
jumping?
is 1, running is 2, and jumping is 3, or the number of hexes you move, whichever is higher.
Okay. So base for jumping is 3, but then if I run, it's only 1, or is it 1 per hex?
Running is 2.
Running is
Period.
Okay,
Walking
got
is
it,
1. Period.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Was like, because I can run 9 spaces, which actually might get me to behind here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Did you remember to do the turns in there?
Cost
you 1 point to make the turns.
Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
Yeah, that would get me there. Yeah.
Yep.
So let's see. I need to switch grips. So and I think that keeps me for sure out of.
Correct. You have a 2 high hill blocking you.
Exactly.
So some of you have some unsightly shots upon yourself right now.
Yeah, I think I am completely invisible, which is exactly what I wanted.
I
I don't think we're not going for killer shots this turn 1.
No, I mean, you all, of course, are trying to get as much attention on you as you can, and then I want to try to get around here and get this Orion.
It's hard to do at the very start of the game when like what's
Totally.
what we're doing.
As the defenders this round, you get to defense advantage here, Jasper.
Yeah, we do.
Your defense advantage turns out as to whether this hill is or is not blocking your view. You get to make that call as to whether the crab and you can shoot at each other or not.
The crab and I can shoot at each other.
Okay, all right. Then that's what we're starting with. The crab is a 4 gunner.
Mhm.
So let's take a look
not
here.
Not too bad. Pretty average.
I think I'm in.
Oh, this is your guys' sheets. No wonder I can't find my mechs.
I mean, you're welcome to use our stats instead of the crazy stats.
Yeah, you're long range.
Just only look at the fire starter. It's fine.
I'll take the double large laser long range shot.
Yeah, I'll take the long range.
Woods.
Is
I'll
it a
take the
long
long
range
range
shot?
Yeah, we're like 15 hexes, or like we're greater than 10.
I'll take the long range missiles. It's fine. You know, the Ryan doesn't need
4,
to use
5,
those.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, I don't know that.
We're
a
like
long range
13.
shot. 4, then 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9,
8,
10,
9, 10,
11.
12.
Okay, so it's 11s to hit with these. There's almost no reason not to fire at least 1 shot. I can fire both without building any heat, so that's what I'm going to do. Dual 11s.
Brace for impact, you two.
Nope.
And I think Kuro's like running
My
up.
honor is my guard.
So as the crab lets out these 2 large lasers, they hit the trees near you and they explode. And then you hear the pilot come over his communication and say, "Enemy bandits, this is House Moritomo Noble Guard. You are ordered to turn around and cease operations immediately or you will be destroyed. Will you comply?"
I think there's just kind of a stat. Yeah.
No comms.
There's
Absolutely 0 comms to that.
there's a static of just like potential interference. They don't know what it is.
Okay. You all are up.
Do you want me to start?
Go for it.
I'm just returning fire at the crab with the AC-10, I think. Yeah, because I'm actually not in range of the Sparrowhawks.
If you can, I think if you can shoot a mech, we should be shooting mechs right now.
Yeah, if you can shoot the Orion, go for it.
Right.
The Jenners are going to come to the left of us, so just keep in mind of that.
I think I'm gonna have to shoot the crab because I think that's the only thing I'm really in range of.
All right, then focus fire on the crab, and then if you can, do some pot shots at the Orion. Okay. Because that'll draw.
Oh, actually, I could do 2 long range shots at the Orion, or I could do a medium and a long against the crab.
Whatever highest probability is to like do damage, but and to
play
hit.
the numbers.
Play the numbers, but like the general idea is to draw their attention, so that way I can run around it and try to get them. Okay.
I got you. All right, go for it, Eric. Whoever you want to shoot first. I'll just follow your lead.
I mean, I'm targeting the crab. The crab doesn't move. So my gunnery is 3. The distance makes it +4. I jumped, which normally adds 3, but now it's 1 because of jumping jack. So that's 8.
You have 1 for woods and another for its partial cover.
So I'm hitting on a 9.
Sorry, partial cover doesn't work when you are above it, so you only need to account for the woods.
So 8.
Correct.
So then back to 8. So right, 3 + 4 for distance, +1 for jumping, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. So then +1 for the woods. Then so it's 9s. I was right the first time.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Gunnery
Right.
3, distance 4 makes it 7. I jumped makes it 8. Woods makes it 9. So it's 9s. All right. Yep. Firing AC 10 at the crab. 3d6.
That'll hit.
Ooh, nice.
10.
That'll hit.
9, which I believe is center torso. No, 9 is left leg.
Yep.
Jesus, that's impossible. That's a missed shot then.
No, it's not, because you are above it, so you're firing down on the leg.
Nice.
Oh.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It does hit. Like I mentioned, it doesn't have partial cover because you're a higher elevation than it.
Oh my god.
Oh wait. And don't forget, you can use story
10
points
damage.
to do critical damage and stuff like that, guys. Okay, so remember how you can use your edge.
Good call. But I think, I mean, if you're gonna kill a crab, killing it in the leg is the way to do it.
You can do it.
Well, and I think we can. I don't remember exactly what the rules were for this, but you can use edge to like have things fall and other stuff like that.
Yeah, you can
So-
use
You
edge.
should force them to fail a piloting roll.
You have a number of edge points equal to your number of edge, and you get an equal amount of plot points equal to that edge that you can spend on these things.
Right.
I mean,
I was
I'm
just
good. I'm not pushing.
I was just reminding everyone that to keep those in mind. So if you see a
9
tactical
shots left with the
opportunity-
AC 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are
You're going to want to keep track of that for this combat.
Yeah, can I have a note card?
Sure.
All right, who's getting shot next? Let's find out. Probably me, hopefully.
Thanks, friend.
I mean, I'm not visible, so hopefully, yeah.
I mean, so they've asked you to stand down. You've fired back in anger. So the Orion, who was planning to just threaten you, is now flipping over to absolute
mode.
shit ton murder mode.
I mean, I suppose we could have like tactically stalled them, but
Technically, the shots occur at the same time.
Yes, but that's not how we do the firing.
Yeah,
So
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, AP. Just messing
2.
with you.
Okay, so the Orion is a 3 pilot. He's got 2 trees and a partial cover for +3 is 6. Your die makes it 7, and then we're gonna talk range for his shots. Now,
We're 13 hexes apart.
13 hexes apart. That's a pretty good range for those LRM-15s. So I'm gonna fire the LRM-15 at 9.
And we're. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So a pile of missiles smokes out. Oh yeah, this 100% hits.
Nice.
Right arm plus a roll of 5 on a 15. 9 missiles hit. First 5 hit the right arm.
oof.
Okay, so that's 5 damage to the right arm.
Correct. 4 damage to your left arm.
Alrighty.
So you pop up over that hill, and as soon as you do, you see tiny dots of light begin approaching you, and then after they launch, all of a sudden they leap at combat speed towards you. About half of them go sailing past your cockpit or over you. The rest slam into both of your arms, and your mech's just like beep 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 beep, informing you you've taken combat damage.
Yes.
That concludes firing for the Orion. I don't think builds is significant.
You all right, Templar?
I'll be fine. Is the Firestar shooting?
I don't think
You
it
don't
can.
have any
Doesn't have a
targets, do
target.
you?
In the same way the generals can't fire. You're
Eddie,
it.
you don't have any targets, do you?
I don't think I can see the Orion.
Correct.
Okay. In that case, I think I'll just fire on crab, so we're focusing here. I will fire with 1 large laser and 1 PPC. And then that will give me a total of 20 heat after running, which I will dissipate all of. So the large lasers are at long range. That's a +3, correct?
Did you take the sniper trait?
Long range is 4.
Then it's 4.
It's 4. Okay.
Yes.
It's medium is +2, long is +4.
Okay. So for the large laser, I'm starting at the 2. I have a +4. That's 6.
+1 for the trees.
+1 for the trees is 7. +2 for running is 9.
Yep.
And then for the PPC, it will just be 2 less than that, so 7.
Is your PPC in medium range?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So first I will roll the large laser. I need a 9. That's not a 9. I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll it with my one of my edge because I've got 3 here.
Right. Roll the red dice themselves. Don't re-roll everything else.
Okay.
No.
6 is still not good enough. All right. So large laser misses. Here is the PPC. Need a 7. 6. I will re-roll the 1.
Oh yeah, that's a headshot if it hits.
It is.
Do you want me to re-roll that again? Because I like kind of half rolled it, or
Yeah, I'd prefer if you rolled
yeah,
that.
that's
I mean,
totally
if you
fine.
won it again. Ooh,
right,
it was
cool.
so close.
It was very close. It really was. All right.
It was
so
still
the,
like a
Wish
720.
you headshot the Horion dude turn
The-
1.
the
It
PPC
would make me feel real good.
the
it's a
PPC
crab.
headshots the crab for a whopping 10 damage.
All right,
That's
so that's
pretty
1
fucking good.
internal critical point.
AP also has a history of crabs getting hit in the cockpit with PPC.
True. Yeah. I'm normally the one doing it rather than the receipt.
I remember that one.
You do 1 internal damage, so the cockpit has been breached, but no internal like life support sensors. None of that has been hit.
Wait, can you use an edge to cause that to be critical? And
Yes, you can spend a plot point to cause a critical hit.
What would that give us in when a
You could hit
critical hit?
life support sensors, cockpit, the small laser.
you could blow up.
I will definitely do that. I will spend I will spend all 3 of my edge points this turn.
It's not an edge. It's not an edge. You get you have a pool of
it's
edge,
separate.
and then you have a pool of plot points, which are not edge.
Yeah.
So I also have 3 plot points.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm now at
The
1
thing you
edge,
need to
2
know
plot points.
is that every time you spend a plot point, I get a plot point.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
fine.
That's fine.
This is totally
This
worth
is
it.
worth it.
Definitely worth it. All
Now,
right, we're gonna.
now you have like a D6. You have like a 8%. What is it? Like 3 out of 4 of. Is it literally 50-50 here for like taking out the mech?
No,
I
No?
Kuro,
I thought
Kuro,
you took the
you
life
hit
support. They're dead.
1 part of the sensors.
Oh shit! What did I just do?
You only
Yeah.
crit the sensors.
Stop touching it.
Sorry, I don't know what I just did.
Yeah, you touch this thing. Don't touch it.
I think you have to make a piloting test, right? Or are they just instantly wounded?
You're getting so far ahead here. I need to look up what a sensor's crit does.
Yeah.
while you
Game's too
while you
early
do-
for James to be
Okay.
up.
No, look, I'm getting there. Sensor hit means it has a +2 to all outgoing shooting from now on. +2.
pretty good.
Second sensor hit makes it impossible to fire weapons. Does not affect physical attacks. And because it got shot in the head, this guy takes
Make it a fire
a
attack.
head hit.
Ooh.
So he has a -1 on all outgoing attacks, or well, all rolls, and needs to make a roll to stay conscious.
His gunnery is
He's good.
starting at 7 now.
So what did
It
you
was
roll?
4 +2 for the sensors, and now its gunnery's 5 because of the injury. So
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
That guy shoots at
real.
7
That guy
starting
sucks
out.
at shooting now.
honestly, I'm willing to just ignore him unless you want to melee him, because then you're dealing with his pilot.
Until
So,
we
like-
get close enough where he's a melee threat, I think we just don't even worry about that guy now.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, I think focus on the Orion. Get him in, or get him out a little bit.
I want to capture that crab though.
Yeah.
This is some total bullshit.
Wait, hold on. Could I just,
The time of total bullshit.
I don't
Okay,
actually
okay.
want to do this because it's just too much. But if I wanted to, could I spend a second plot point to make him fail that and make him go unconscious?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, only
That's-
one plot point turn.
Well,
Can only
only
fail
one plot
piloting
point per
test.
action, and that's not a thing you can do on.
Okay,
got it.
with
I
the
just
plot
wanted to
point.
make sure.
I feel like Kuro doesn't necessarily see the hit. Well, no, Kuro could potentially see it on like external monitors or like seeing through your eyes. And he's like,
Nice shot, Templar.
Yeah. I think Lachlan just gives a little like Han Solo, woohoo, you know.
all right.
So you need
So
to mark
good.
on the
I'm
metal.
fine. Boom.
You need to mark on the metal tracker that you have both scored a head hit and a critical hit
Nice.
Sweet.
towards your medals. And I think that's on your player resources, right?
Yes.
It has been a very long time since I've taken a look at this.
Yeah.
Metal progress and fame. There it is. Yeah. So you should be able to update yourself with one head hit, one critical hit scored.
Oh, it thinks they're dates.
Yes, it does. It's a pain in the ass, but we get it done.
Hey, 3 more head hits and I get a thing.
The head hit thing is once per game, re-roll 1 hit location result.
Ooh, that's
For the
pretty good.
first one. The final one is upgrade a hit location of 11 to 12. So
Whoa.
turn like an arm hit or a leg hit into I think it's an armor head. Turn it into a head hit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
All right.
arm.
So so we're all done with firing, I think, right? Or did the
So you all need to start tracking heat. Yeah, Huntsman
I'm
shot.
good.
All mine.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Nobody built significant amounts of heat through running or jumping or anything like
Nope.
that.
I specifically made sure to do the math, so I was at
It was
20
neutral.
exactly and go back down to 0.
Yeah. Mine's 7. 7. I disperse 10 or 11. So
Yeah,
I'm
two
definitely
for
fine.
running, 8 for the large laser, 10 for the PPC.
Okay.
Dissipate 20.
Yeah, I disperse.
Oh, and
11.
actually, I don't generate any because the running I burn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm good. I didn't generate any.
Sweet.
Oh, your fire starter has a large laser. Sick.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean, so basically, if you all can like, get the attention of the Orion after this. Okay, so
I don't
now,
know if you noticed, but I just got shot by the Orion. I'm working on
Oh
that.
yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, don't worry. I wanted to move a little bit forward if we can, but we'll see.
All right, so are we rolling the
We are
move AP
making
or
tactics again.
Okay.
come on, Kuro, don't
10.
fail us now.
Yeah,
Do
definitely.
Do you have any
failed
more
it.
edge? If you have
do.
the edge, now's
I
the
only-
time to spend it.
Well,
'cause-
the question for you, AP, because you said there's story points and then there's edge.
Yes.
So edge is using for rerolls, right? And
Edge
then
allows you to reroll 1 or both dice. Story
Okay.
points are on page 186,
right.
and they're called plot points, and they allow you to do some things.
Okay, so there's
You
separate
can
pools,
spend
though, right?
2 plot points to automatically win the initiative roll.
yeah, they're separate pools. But the other thing to
I don't think it's
remember,
worth it.
Yeah.
I would spend the edge because we're about to end the session and it's session by session that it resets.
Wow, this is why I like 4-hour sessions better. This,
I
this.
mean, look, I'm
Look,
just saying,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that is the strategy.
Use your player resources how you must.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the initiative with two story points.
Sure. Okay. All right. You realize that I then get 2 story points.
Yeah,
just
that's
because-
why I was saying you should use the edge to reroll, but it's up to
Well, I mean, because it's only one edge to reroll, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. So then I'll just do that.
Make a reroll.
That is much better.
Yeah.
What's your end
We have a
result?
better tactic.
That's an 11.
Ties it.
You have a tactics of 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
Alright.
a tactics of 4, so we win.
Oh, nice.
They have a
Hell
tactics
yeah.
of 3.
Ooh, even
Okay,
worse.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So
Hell
I
yeah.
definitely win. I definitely win by 1.
All right, so they got to move first.
Of no significant distance forward, and let's remove all our movement dice. I forgot to do that. That's normally.
Oh. I forgot to put mine down anyway, so there we go.
The Orion does not move.
All right.
I want him to move 1 space.
You guys
Does
are up.
moving down an elevation take 2?
I'm just trying
Yes.
to count how many spaces it would be to hit.
I think, guys, that this may be on me. And I think, I don't know if this is a terrible idea. You guys let me know. But I think really my only option is just to book it out into the open space and try to just get as close as I can to the Orion turn by turn.
Oh Oh yeah, brother.
Because otherwise he's just gonna keep peppering me with the
Yeah.
LRMs, and I just don't have any answer
Yeah,
to it.
you can sustain the LRMs though, but you need to get up there. Yeah.
Dude, book it.
All right, so
Well,
Look, I'm
and
gonna be dealing with 2 Jenners this turn. Like, go ahead.
I could go
keep his
one,
firing. Yeah, keep his
2,
firing. Yeah. Go ahead.
3,
4.
3,
Yeah,
4,
good.
Yep.
That might be fine.
5, 6.
Yep.
What do you guys think about that?
I mean, you're
Maybe
getting,
not running the whole way isn't the worst idea. The Jenners are going to come out around here, and if you go too far, you might be out of their firing circle of them running, and you might be able to like get a cheap shot on a Jenner instead.
So where are you thinking?
My main
Oh, I was
concern-
kind of thinking like roughly like just like here, like just like right outside, so you have enough
So, like,
space where
one-
you're going to get shot, but you also have the opportunity of having the widest number
Sure,
of
sure.
targets. Assuming the Jenners pop out and they're in a spot though, and maybe I'm completely fucking wrong there.
So maybe I go 1. So 1 for the turn. 2, 3, 4.
Like,
Turn back for 5, and then go here for 6.
that might make sense. I think the main thing is we don't want. Yeah, I mean, I think the main concern that I have is that the Jenners will come around here, and then they're just going to have great shots of your left side.
All right. Well,
Um,
then in that case, I should
no,
just go
that's where I come in
to
and say
here
we're
then.
done.
Yeah. So
So don't
that's the control. So like the hatchet man, the huntsman will come to the left. So hopefully they will be either scared of the huntsman coming around.
Jenners run it like an 11, so there's a good chance they're gonna like show up over here.
I could also. So this is an interesting option, which is kind of weird. So I started like this, right? So I could go 1 for the turn,
Right.
2, 3, turn back, 4, 5, 6 into these woods.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I think that's what I'll do.
Yeah. Cause that also covers you a little bit from the back. So like if they do try to come behind you, you have like
Yeah.
lots of.
Yeah, they're not gonna
obstructions.
be
So I
able to
get the
hit you
red.
at all.
I get the
Yeah.
red one. I get the red one again, but this time I have the trees. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. All right. It's your turn. Oh, there's the Jenners. Okay. We got something going on in the trees.
Did you move 2 this turn, or it's my
Nope.
turn?
I moved 2 mechs on the first turn, so now you guys are up.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
All right. So Hatchet Man.
Hatchet man. I'm ready to go. Do you know where you want to go, Eddie?
I do.
I kind of would like it if you went then, so maybe
Okay.
I can see where the Jenner goes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
'cause-
good because the Orion has already moved.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think. So, let's see. How do I do a line again?
Hold tab.
Hold tab. Okay. So, if I'm here, let's see. If I'm here, is that me in the front firing arc? You can
Yes.
torso turn, right?
Yeah.
Almost
No,
always in the
you're
front.
you're in the front
Yeah.
firing arc. You're
Yes.
I
pointing-
really like that you're trying to get these flank shots. You're almost always in the front. Like it's really hard. It's much more difficult than like
I
a
mean,
video game.
Yeah. I was okay.
In order to flank them, you'd have to get to like here or here.
Okay.
Under
I mean,
like, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm here right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is as far as I can go. That was my first thought. What's that?
Yeah, you're in woods. It's pretty good.
I mean, it does make you a pretty ready target for most of the Orion's weapons.
Ryan will probably alpha you.
Yeah. That's gonna put you in a position
Except
where
for
the
the
Orion is almost for sure going to shoot you with everything they've got.
But he's going to generate a lot of heat. And if you survive because you're a god and AP sucks at rolling, you're in a pretty good spot to get up there and hit him with your flamers next turn, and he's never going to cool off after alphaing you.
And you will be relatively hard to hit with the +3 for moving 9 hexes.
Yeah.
So
And keeping him locked up with heat is kind of fucking badass, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I want to do.
what it
does
comes
mean
down to here, Eddie, is I'm not seeing any way that you're gonna close on this Orion without taking at least one alpha strike from the Orion.
These trees also don't give you any cover because he's one above you.
Right.
But I
know.
think this might count based on the way the line draws with defender's advantage.
Right.
If he
So
is
keep that in
standing
mind, right?
directly next to or in the trees, they will count.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But then does he get
If he's
defender's
more
advantage
than
at
one
that tree
away
as
from,
well?
It depends on the angle that you come in
Right.
at.
And okay.
If he is standing right here, no, that tree is not in the. I mean, this is a direct shot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I mean, my plan was to go here, so that
Can you
would
get to
give
that
me
one?
I cannot get to that one.
This is the farthest you can get.
I mean, so it's 1, 2, 3, and I don't have my. Let's see, 1,
What's your speed?
3.
11?
I have 9.
It's 9.
speed. And my jump chance is reduced by 1, so I can't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I mean, if I had jump jets, I could, but no.
I think I don't know. I think your two options are you can either just like try to basically wait until the Orion's already got some heat so that it won't be able to alpha strike you as much, in which case you just
It's not a bad idea.
hide out, or you go there and accept the fact that you're going to eat at least one alpha strike. And I mean, either way, you might eat one alpha strike. I don't really know, but
Yeah.
that's kind of, it seems like the two options you have are wait where you are, in which case they still can't see you and you get one more turn to see if they build up some heat, or book it for them and try to get there sooner.
You know, I think I'm gonna stay. Be bold. Tactically, it makes sense for me to wait. I think because I can easily get within like first range alpha if he alpha strikes you, Sam or Huntsman, or sorry, Templar. There we go.
To be clear, I don't really think I'm in a range for him to do much more than LRM me again. Anyway,
Do you have a plot point? You could push it to the limit where I think you get an extra movement point.
I do have. I haven't used any plot points yet. I've only used edge. So I could use a plot point, and then what are you trying to
I
say?
think it's super important. If you spend a plot point, you get an additional one movement point.
Oh,
But that might not be worth it for you.
I don't think it would help me anyway.
Okay.
Because
So what is your move? Because we're spending an awful lot of time on this one.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I don't know. That's a lot of damage, guys. What are the weapons again?
go with your gut. Just go with your gut, because we're taking a while.
Yeah,
you're going to be hitting by everything if you're there.
It's a charcuterie board of weaponry.
You know,
you've got
medium
SRMs,
lasers, an AC-10 to spice it up.
You're in his premium range if you go to the spot you were pointing out.
Yeah. I mean, he's also my short range for long laser too. So I mean, okay, I'm gonna hold and wait until he generates some heat, so that way he.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Hatchet man.
No, Jenner.
Oh right, Jenner. I forgot there was a second Jenner. Fuck.
Yeah,
Always a second Jenner.
The second one was hiding in the shadow of the first.
All right,
Always two there are.
All right, so like Huntsman, what's your strategy here?
Blast them. I don't know.
It's good strategy.
I might. Yeah, it depends on.
Again, try to draw the Orion, but I mean, okay.
Can the second Jenner hit me right now?
No.
I can't tell if it can see me or not. Yeah, okay, can't see me.
I mean, it doesn't have the kind of range to hit you to begin with.
Either way. All right.
So, we are going to resume next time with firing.
Yep.
Ooh, sounds like a plan.
All right.
That honestly, I gotta say,
Good job.
folks, as far as a start goes, that went about as well for a start of this battle as it possibly could have.
Yeah, I mean, knocking out that crab early on was gold.
Yeah, that crab is now going to take a +3 to everything it's doing, right?
It's like a +4 to
+3 to all shots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
only +1 to Kung Fu fighting.
Sure. But still,
I mean,
+3 to all shots.
You've almost
is-
certainly made it so that Kung Fu fighting is going to be the premium choice of combat.
Yeah. So I'd say that that's a pretty damn good day's work, even if I did take about 9 damage worth of LRMs.
I mean, we knew that was going to happen, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, good job, everyone. I think we came up with a good strategy. We're tridenting them.
I definitely think that we're thinking a little bit more strategically this time than we have in the last couple of battles, where we were trying to think strategically, but really weren't thinking all the way through our moves. And then we're like, oh wait, that was a mistake.
Yeah. No, I mean, and same, like, that's why I was a little bit hung up on the fact, like, should I run up? It's like, no, if I get alpha striked by this fucking Orion, like, the fire starter is not going to survive. Like, there's very little chance.
I mean, you'll probably survive, but you maybe wouldn't survive the second barrage.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, you know, the main thing that I want to happen, and we'll see, I don't know how AP is going to play it, but the main thing I want to happen is have the Orion at least do some sort of action against you two. And then I run up and do a large laser shot.
I mean, I know that's what you want to have happen,
Yeah.
and you should know that that's exactly what I'm watching for.
I mean, chances
Letting
are
a fire starter close on a mech with a bad heat curve would be suicidal.
I mean, to be clear, like the Orion is almost for sure going to shoot me with something next turn, and pretty soon I'm going to be at range with the Orion where it's going to kind of have to shoot everything at me if it doesn't want to get blown up by me before it can worry about the fire starter. So
Totally. Well, and I think that's the goal. It's like I come in right when it's like, oh shit, here's a Black Knight. I need to shoot at it. And then I come in and then pot shot it from the left, and then you're like still facing it down, so it has to choose between the two of us.
the only thing that I got to watch out for is I don't want to get basically have
Gendered
that
from
same
behind.
thing happen. Well, the same thing happened to me with the Crabs melee or the Jenners.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Cool.
mean, Eric is about to be rolling so deep in generous, he's never going to escape.
Until they overheat in like two
He's
shots.
chosen to move into combat range with generous in a way that I don't understand. But
I know. I was kind of questioning that move, Eric, but that's okay.
I mean, I assume he wants to get into hatchet range with somebody, but the thing about hatchet range is that it's also the generous premium combat portfolio.
I think every mech on the map is like pretty good in short range, but
I got to get into range of something.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never used the hatchet before. I want to use the hatchet. We busted my balls. I don't want to use the hatchet.
What I mean, it's the hatchet man then has the same problem that the crab does, where it's like, sure, it's got melee and clackers, but it's large lasers. It's going to hang back and just shoot an AC-10 all day. What is it supposed to do? You need to move up, and you're just supposed to be able to put a little bit of a punch, and while you're getting up there, and that means you're also going to get hurt a little bit. I don't know how else you can trade. Yeah, I don't know. You have to trade to get in. You have to pay to play, to fight. But
between playing this game and playing a little bit of the Harebrained Schemes Battletech game, it seems very much about like just try to mitigate the damage as much as you can.
Yeah, it's a boxing match, not like a samurai duel. Like you're gonna get hit. Like it's how you respond to getting hit, right?
Sure.
Like, that's the play. And yeah, I'm gonna get hit by like 9 medium lasers this turn.
Oh boy.
Real
And
fucking
some
bullshit
SRMs.
getting hit in the head.
It's that SRM carrier all over again, you know. It's all good.
Yeah, no fear.
Melted armor.
Man, that would be the ultimate. Like, you guys walk out and you're like, this dropship yard gonna blow up some of these fighters, and then a SRM carrier rolls down the dropship ramp. Just takes all of you out in one wave.
If there's an SRM carrier, our entire plan changes to destroy SRM carrier at all costs.
Wait until I tell you about LRM carriers.
Yeah, geez. Oh man.
I've never gotten to use a good LRM carrier before. Last time I did it, the players physically got out of their dead mech and ran into the LRM carrier and engaged in grenade combat with the crew.
That's awesome.
They were so desperate not to be in a fight with an LRM carrier. That was
Nice.
in the Patreon group.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right. Any final closing thoughts? We finally got back to that combat. So it wasn't all, let's see whose wife is the best.
Happy to be back in the cockpit.
It's obviously everybody fucking loves Tamari. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's Darth Jana and
That's why I think I hitched myself to that fucking wagon immediately.
Wow.
Fan favorite.
All right. We'll be back next week. Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I love this game. Thanks, AP.
Yep.
Thanks, chat.